Well, after last night's weird episode with the dogs, they all decided to jump up on the sofa with me after I'd had a do. I encouraged Marnie to jump on as well, so he was a bit sort of standoffish and sulky because he was feeling left out. So he's gently climbed over Willow. He sat beside his brother, having a cuddle with me. Then he moved slightly, and I think his claw hurt. Hulkster's never reach an area by mistake, and Marnie's panicked and got off. She's gone all protective over Marnie, over Hulkster, and kept giving Marnie the look as if to say, "You come over here, I'm going to bite you." You know what I mean? I was like, whoa. Now that is bonding. So this morning, look at the difference. But he's bossed on. And he didn't do nothing wrong, so. She's having her cuddle. He's having his cuddle. He's having his cuddle because he's snuggling up against me. He ain't got a rush to get up because, like I said in the video I've just posted, there's that stuff going on as well. So, if you know they're watching and monitoring everything, why not put on a show, innit? If you see my point. I'm disabled, I'm laying in bed and I investigate that motherfucker. Oh, we have. Just see what I mean. Dear. Then there's the counter stuff, you know what I mean? So I can really start playing games with them. Music. Start using music as a language instead of talking in a video or something. Just use music to do it. Means many things to many different people. Confuses the fuck out of AI. And it might not even mean anything. You might just be fucking with them, do you know what I mean? I've actually done it myself, so it does work. It's funny as fuck. When one of my sons was in prison, funny one, that one. I've been building a story up online on my social media about something that was going to happen if this didn't happen. Deliberately triggering using keywords. So I built the story up over about 6 months. It's come to November the 5th, Million Man March. There's loads of live streams of cameras on the ground and all that sort of stuff, which I'm posting. Then I start adding the final bit to the story about bulldozers going through the gates and shit like that. And they're just crossing the river now, so like, don't worry about them kettling them there. You know what I mean? By 9 o'clock, they put a ring around Buckingham Palace and Buckingham Houses of Parliament. Yeah, it's funny as fuck. But you know, you don't have to fear for your life. Do you know what I mean? I didn't with my situation here. What happened happened. It backfired spectacularly on them, and the head of it all went. Simple as that. So there's that to deal with before a coronation, isn't it? Because people know the story of the sword in the stone, don't they? Just to really throw the cat amongst the pigeons. I'll let them process that while they're processing the video and checking the wording. Do you know what I mean? Because that could imply, oh shit, fucking hell, that's going on, is it? Or is he joking? How are you doing, doggies? Look at those lovely coloured eyes you've got. You've got really strange coloured eyes for a dog. Colour, aren't they? Like a bluey colour, aren't they? And you got normal colour. So's Holster. But yeah, she's even got different coloured eyes. She's got a lovely demeanour to her, and she's definitely pack friendly. Oh, that's a lovely strong jam. I just chucked a whole lot of it in there. Yeah, she's definitely putting on weight. If you see what I mean, but it's not from these two. She came here like that. Oh, look at you twitching your skin when I do that. Don't worry, we've got the meds coming for that today. Marley giving her sensitive skin problems, you little bastard. Yeah, the first couple of days she was here, while I was introducing her to the dogs, she mainly stayed in her crate in here with me. When the other two dogs were left in the front room, then obviously she spent some one-on-one time with me on the bed, or you know what I mean, where he's testing the dog out and letting her get used to us, because she had to feel comfortable around us because of her state of being. When I'd let them out in the garden in the morning and was watching one dog around the female at the time. When it come to Holster's turn, I hadn't shut the crate door in here, and it must have been him that fucking peed on her bed. I didn't see it though, do you know what I mean? So she's then laying in it. And when I did actually check the bedding, like for cleaning anyway, I thought, that's fucking wet. What the fuck? So she'd been laying in it for a day and I didn't realise, but it wasn't hers, it was his. So we've got a little bit of a rash problem on her at the moment, which I'm going to be treating today. So pee wars have been going on, if you see what I mean. Territorial shit. He's my human, why are you in his room? Yeah, that's my room. You know what I mean? Dog shit. Not dog shit, but dog behaviour shit. Ah, dear. And Happy Hulkster just wants to be a Happy Hulkster. So he'll just go and pee on their pee and because he don't give a fuck. He's like, oh, well, if you're doing it, I'll dominate and piss on your piss him. Funny as fuck. Ah, dear. Lovely start to the day. Quite happy today. It's not because the meds are doing their job or anything, because I haven't had the meds today. But it's from a state of being that's at peace with itself. If that explains it. Even in a hyperactive state, I'm at peace with myself, in other words. So I don't care what games or whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? My focus is on what's in front of me, the dogs and that. But they do that sneaky shit. And then you start questioning your own sanity, thinking like, was I making that up? Did that really happen? Fucking did, didn't it? Why are they telling me it never fucking happened? You must be suffering from psychosis. What? You know what I mean? Fuck off. Don't come near me again. If you do, there'll be problems. So I fucked off the mental health team. You know what I mean? Stop questioning myself. Letting them make me doubt myself. Right, cheers. I'm just about ready for a fat one. No, I wasn't talking about you, bitch. Where's my Rizzlers? Oh, I need to pause it for a minute. That's better. Yeah, what was I doing last night? So I've forgotten my train of thought from before that. Yeah, what was I doing last night? Got to the point after I'd been hyperactive for long enough, recording videos of the dogs and just generally chatting about stuff that obviously popped up to heal. So I processed it, talked about it, got out. Put a couple of albums on. I had 3 albums on last night and then I just went to bed afterwards. It was about 11 o'clock, something like that. So I checked the time to set the dogs out. Got into bed, thought, should I roll on? Nah, I was in that place anyway, paying for it. Just ready for a good snooze. Just finished off the rest of that bacon baguette. Yeah, what were the albums? Dragon Force, Inhuman Rampage, Motorhead, March or Die, and then Minor Bollocks. Not in that order, obviously, because I was sort of winding down as the night was going on, so would have been Pistols, Motorhead, the Pistols, Dragon Force, you know what I mean? And the dogs was acting crazy when the Dragon Force was on, because there was a lot of twiddly guitar notes and very, very high notes, and their ears were twitching, and one minute they're asleep and next minute they're up and staring, looking for the noise. Willow last night, it's funny as fuck it was. I was only chatting, listening to albums, that sort of stuff, so I was recording myself doing it, but I don't think I posted that much because I just got sick of fucking recording and posting. I wanted to just chill. So Willow and Hogster were laying together like buddies. He's on his back, feet in the air. She's sprawled out on her belly, taking up all of my sofa that I'm sitting on, except for my seat. And he's sort of squidged against the back of the sofa in his little corner, or Marley's corner. Marley's over at the other side of the room sulking because he's not sitting in his usual spot. Hogster's asleep. She's asleep and she's dreaming and twitching and all sorts. It's proper heavy dreaming. He's dreaming as well, and he's, not as active bodily wise. Anyway, she's like, it's like she's running. She's laying right down, stretched out, but she's running in her dream. He's ignoring it. He's in a world of his own as well. Then she started growling, and it's right beside his earhole. He didn't panic. He just sort of opened his eyes and he's staring up at the ceiling, thinking, did I just dream that? Because it was right in his earhole. And he was just for a moment in time frozen. What the fuck was that? Thinking, shall I attack? What the fuck? What? So I've told him to calm down, everything's alright. And he just sort of started relaxing again. It's so funny. It's like, did I just have a nightmare? What the fuck was that? Like Scooby-Doo sort of look on his face. Poor little bugger. He does get a bit anxious and all, do you know what I mean? And as you can hear, she snores like a fucking pig. Oh dear. It's reminded me of my dad though for some reason. Not because of snoring at all. The other parents snoring the fucking shit she gave me on the holiday I paid for. The shit she talked about my dad and his wife to my fucking children, who weren't even men at that point, you know what I mean? They was children. The fuck are you telling them that shit for? Wanting to stab my fucking dad's wife. What the fuck are you saying shit like that around my children for? You know what I mean? Over their breakup 50 years ago. You know what I mean? For fuck's sake. So I had to phone my dad and tell him we was there. And my mobile weren't working there because it was just a dead spot in the area. So I've used the phone box and I've told him what was being said in the car to my children. So he knew when he got there. Then all of a sudden, as he's dying, I get set up and put in prison. Keep getting asked, what's your dad's number? What's your next of kin's number? Don't know, can't remember it. Why'd you want his number? You're not having it. Don't give a fuck what's happening to me. The other parent's trying to take over even my rent account to try and sort out the rent and everything else. And, you know what I mean? Like I'm a helpless child. It's like, what the fuck? I said, how did you find out where I was anyway? She said, I had to phone your dad. I said, all right. He found out where he was straight away. I said, yeah, I know, I saw him. Let that sink in for a minute, because I'm talking out of body stuff. Anyway, why is she trying to trouble my dad with all of that shit while he's dying? Getting my picture now. Right, so I didn't contact my dad at all. When I found out what the probation officer had been actually doing after he wrote me this sarcastic letter, after I'd just had a rib cracked, right? So the letter turned up after that. You're getting the picture now. So I told my mother, next time you speak to Dad, that man's dirty, get him sorted. He's corrupt. Next thing I get told I've got a different probation officer who's going to be dealing with me when I get out. I said, okay. Then when I got out, it was a sort of get to know you, try to work you out sort of thing, and it's like, yeah, okay, well, I'll let you know what I want you to know. Nothing more than that. I don't talk about names or anything else because, you know, when I get asked certain questions, it's like, well, why do you need to know that? Because I was asked about a will, and it was like, what, you know, I don't have nothing to do with family business. Why are you asking about finances of family business? You know what I mean? You don't need to be asking questions like that, do you, while the family's grieving? Mind your beak. They are the system, remember. How are your children doing? Yeah. My son that was set up and put in prison, he's got a good woman keeping him on the straight and narrow. Won't allow him to do this, won't allow him to do that. So a good woman. You know what I mean? Yeah, back to the counter stuff. That's where I was before, wasn't it? Sorry, I went off on that. But obviously it needed saying for a reason. Yeah, to do with that as well. I will finish that off quickly. I ended up in a family court down in Huntingdon, right, where they wanted to try that case with my son, right, who was set up by the woman, right. And I knew that as fact because I'd seen it. I even told my son what they was doing. Anyway, the judge, when he made his ruling, and I told my son, it's okay, you're coming home with me. And the judge imprisoned him. But when he read out or said what he said, he was looking at me, not my son. And he said about where I'm pointing the camera, if I even hear your family name in this courtroom again, I will sell where I'm pointing my camera into adoption, into their paedophile network. You know what I mean? He's an innocent child. The woman was responsible for what was happening in that courtroom, not my son. And he just threatened an innocent person to my face. When it came to my court case, and they said, do you want magistrates or Crown Court? And I said, no, magistrates. And then he said, right, okay, we're going to send this to Huntingdon. I said there might be a problem there. Then bang, we get the special measures, COVID, all the proper delaying the court case, the police around the court, because they're worried about friends of mine turning up to back me up. So they keep delaying, testing, you know. It's proper serious shit. And I was watching very carefully. Right? The COVID thing really kicked in. Everything got locked down. Right? While this is happening. I started thinking, yeah, I can see what's going on now. They are going to jail me. So, right, act like you've got it, eh? Let's use that against them now. Right, because they're trying to force me in front of that judge who said that about that. Yeah. Solicitors phoned up to say, what's going on? What's going on? Because, like, we haven't had no face-to-face meetings, nothing, because... And I warned him about what was being done about the Investigatory Powers Act and phone monitoring and all that. So even phone conversations to a solicitor, they're not secure. They're being listened to. It's going to fuck the case up. You know? I lost that solicitor and it ended up somebody else that the solicitors had arranged. It was just complete nonsense. Right? So I said, like, I feel really fucking hot. I phoned up the NHS to get a self-testing kit. And spoke to an old woman on there who sounded fucking senile. I got the testing kit about 2 months later, which is what I set fire to in the front garden when they was telling me there was a gas leak outside my building and shit. You know what I mean? It's all connected. It's funny as fuck. I said, but I really want to go to the Huntingdon courtroom now and wipe them all out for what they said. And I said there was going to be a problem there, and that they threatened my grandson. I said, I really want to go to that courtroom and wipe them all out. Literally going to self-infect and go and wipe them all out if it was that dangerous. So they changed that once they figured that out. And they sentenced me and jailed me in fucking Peterborough Court instead, with lies being told by that corrupt probation officer who got removed from dealing with me because I said I was going to kidnap him and fucking butt fuck him across the desk if he ever came to visit me in the prison where he's... in front of the other prisoners and shit. I said, I'll butt fuck him like a dominant fucking dog, the cunt, corrupt fucking arsehole. You wait if ever I see him, the Irish cunt. I said his own people will sort him out anyway for taking the Crown's money. You know what I mean? They knew I wasn't chatting shit though, do you know what I mean? They knew I was being serious about that. So they was